The Occupy Brisbane Rally was evicted from Post Office Square in the early hours of this morning as police used barricades to close in the park and enforce the Brisbane City Council eviction order. I'm down here at Post Office Square in Brisbane CBD, where a number of protesters have just been evicted from the park behind me.
Basically, we've been served by the Brisbane City Council with a notice under a federal law for parks and gardens that they're taking action. I've had discussions with the police that are in charge. They're basically operating and taking directions from the Brisbane City Council. So this is an initiative on their behalf. They've basically given us only 1 hour's notice to move all our property, etc. and persons off the site.
The group's police and council liaison, Thomas Brooks, has been very supportive of the authorities' willingness to liaise with the protest group since the beginning of the sit-in. But after the surprise eviction this morning, he slammed council's handling of the issue.
It's a breach of trust, and that's why this is going down. If the police had have kept their word and their promise that they told me they would let us know what was going on, this wouldn't happen. This is a reaction to a breach of trust.
Brisbane City Council officers at the eviction site were approached but refused to comment on the motivation for the eviction.
Is this a good result for council? Excuse me, sir, you with the council?
The Brisbane City Council were contacted but did not put a spokesperson forward for an interview. They claim they held a press conference at 8 o'clock this morning, but I made a phone call to their media unit at 7:45 and did not receive a reply until nearly 11 o'clock. Many of the protesters chose to pack up their belongings and leave the square without a police confrontation. They marched as a group, carrying what they could to Queen's Park, where they have assembled and are now waiting for the nightly general meeting to decide the occupation's fate. A handful of protesters chose to stay at Post Office Square and staged a sit-in before being forcibly evicted by police. 4 of the group, including Occupation Coordinator Paul Seals, were taken away in police vehicles, but 3 were later released without charge. Despite this morning's eviction, most protesters were confident the movement will continue.
The feeling of the camp is get another camp set up as soon as possible, which we will. We'll have another one done by the end of the week for sure.
In Queen's Park tonight, the movement will hold their General Assembly meeting to decide if a new Occupy Brisbane site is to be set up.